Good evening, I'm Matt from theshavingcadre.com, otherwise known as Lukey3262. Welcome to my channel. This evening I'm going to be doing my final shave with a TDS shaving soap. Well, it won't be my final shave, but it'll be the last of the 15 TDS shaving soaps that I've tried. And so that's from the big box that I got over a month ago. So the last one that I saved was the Anise shaving soap. I'm going to be honest, I'm not a massive fan of the black licorice anise scent. It's not really in my wheelhouse, but neither were a couple of the scents, like the birch tar Simeonich shaving soap. So this could be interesting. I'm going to see how it goes. Another member said that it went really well with him, and he thought it had a little bit of menthol in it. So kind of looking forward to giving it a try. Hopefully it's good on my skin. We'll see. For the aftershave today, I'm going to go with the Nivea 2-in-1, the ever famous 2-in-1. The guys seem to love it. Got this as a gift from my buddy Finster, Jerry on the forums. And then I'm going to be balming it up with the Nivea Sensitive Cooling. And then for my tools tonight, I'm going to be shaving with a Shaving Cadre members razor. This is a Boker King Cutter. Very beautiful example of the 1950s, 60s version of this. This is where it was Germany, Alemania. Sorry, I don't know how to say that. I'm assuming it's a German city. This Boker is owned by our friend Milk Crate, otherwise known as Tim, and this razor he sent me because he wanted to give a try to see what a Jasper edge was like, and I tightened up the scales a little bit for him. Yeah, so it's got a fresh Jasper on it, Jasper edge on it, so we're going to see how that goes. And then my brush for tonight is a brush that I received from Sorentino Brushworks for Christmas in our Christmas exchange. I think I shaved with it once before on the channel, and this is also, I'm shaving with this because Barber Dave shaved with it earlier this week. He has a similar brush, and no, I did not request the exact same brush. Eric produced this brush for me. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get to building a lather. The shaving soap, I've got it dialed in at about 30 to 35 seconds. So that's where we're going to go tonight. I can see myself using this brand, the TDS soaps, quite a bit going forward personally. I enjoyed the two soaps that I had from them for quite some time. But now that I'm kind of smitten with a few of the scents, I could definitely see myself keeping them in my regular rotation always. What I can say is all of the soaps that I've tried from them have been excellent as far as latherability. I'd say a beginner should easily be able to lather these soaps. The scents, some of them being a little different from the American palate sensory, I don't know what you would call that. Your nose, it's a little different. It may throw some people off, a few of the scents, but there's a bunch of these scents that are just out of this world, different and awesome. So like the juicy green grass, it's like lemongrass and lemons and grassy juiciness, and the patchouli vetiver, or even the rose and the lilac, all of those wonderful scents. So check them out. I need to give a final review and talk about which ones were my favorite, but yeah, they're great. So now I took a little break from making videos here this last week and a half. I got kind of busy with work. I had a lot of family stuff, had family over, and trying to work on a few projects at the house, had the electrician out, talking to a bunch of people about solar, which I don't know that we're going to end up deciding to do solar. And then I decided, you know what, I wanted some shaves just for me, so I just shaved off the grid and you know, just kind of enjoyed myself. Not to say that I don't enjoy myself whenever I'm doing a video, but I think a lot of you guys know there's something about those nice early morning shaves where I don't usually like making a video in the morning, but those early morning shaves, they're just special. And I can't be standing in here talking while my wife's trying to sleep. So that's why I don't usually do an early morning shave on video. All right, so let's talk about the scent on this soap. When it gets on your face, it does not smell as strong as Off the Puck, but you definitely still get the anise scent. And actually, it's kind of nice. Again, it's different. It's stronger, but not the strongest scent they have. And I do think, like the other member, I think it was Nurse Dave, I think he tried this. Or maybe it was CB Lindsay. I think there is a slight amount of menthol in this, just a very slight. I think so. That could be a little bit of confirmation bias based off of what he said, but it does feel slightly cooling. I mean, it just could be the lather itself cooling on my face and the AC kicking in, but I don't know. Like all the soaps, feels really nice, getting pretty yogurty, slick, and thick. I think I'll call it with that. It's nice and shiny, it's good. Gotta get my razor wiper out that I got from CBL. Now the edge on this razor, I took it from whatever it was. I can't seem to remember what Tim said the edge was. But I took it down to 4K, and I didn't spend a ton of time on 4K, but I took it down to 4K, and then I took it up to the 8K, and these are Nivea Superstones, and then it rather would be a 5K, 8K, and then I took it straight to the Jasper without any other jump stone, and it started sticking after maybe about 30 or 40 laps. So I'm thinking it's there. It felt like this stickiness wasn't as great on the heel, but this razor's got, it's kind of honed up to the heel a little bit. Not in a negative way, but I just might not be hitting that. So that's kind of why I always test shave with my razors before I send them to anybody. So let's give it a go. All right, and I can say off of this first start with the razor, it's not 100%. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time on the stone, but it's plenty sharp enough to finish the shave. And by the way, I'm shaving blind today. It's about, I think 8:30, and just got out of the shower. And just do not feel like throwing the contacts in, so. Honestly, the heel and middle of the razor feel great. For some reason, the toe is kind of not optimal. I might just take it back down to 8K and give it a little bit more time. Give it another quick shave before I send it back to Tim. And the scales, they feel pretty tight, but I don't know, for some reason, now that I've got them cocked up in the open position, it feels a little bit wobbly at the whenever you get it all the way back. So I may tighten the scales a hair more too. And we were having a conversation on, I think it was a Sunday Zoom call. A couple weeks ago about honing. And when you're honing a razor for somebody you don't know, you kind of need to ask him a few questions. And actually, I probably need to ask Tim a few questions now that I'm thinking about it. I got soap behind my ear. And those questions really ought to be, hey, what kind of beard are you growing? Are you growing a big old wiry mountain man beard? Do you have something that pops in within a day? Or do you have a beard that you shave once or twice a week? Is that beard thinly grown in? I mean, explain where you're at and what kind of razors do you like? Do you like a really keen razor? Do you like a smoother edge? I mean, you gotta kind of ask some of those questions, because you could send somebody like, this razor might be perfectly fine for Tim, but for me, this thing needs to be tuned up a little bit more for me to be able to shave with this edge comfortably. Yeah, and you don't want to send an ultra harsh, wicked sharp blade to somebody that has a very sensitive beard. And I'll touch base with Tim to find out. As I've mentioned before, I've got a pretty substantial straight razor collection. Not the biggest of anybody I know, but quite a few. And the great majority of my razors I've picked up locally within the 3-state area, Missouri, Illinois, and Kansas. Now, could just be me, but I haven't really ran into a ton of Bokers. I'm not certain if Boker came to this area later, picked up in the market after the Shafleys and other hardware stores closed down. But you just don't see that many Bokers. I mean, the interesting thing is the ones that you do see, almost everyone you see is broken or honed out to death. So that means they were absolutely loved, or they were hard to get, meaning there's just not that many that weren't used to death. and you couldn't just readily find them. So it's just kind of interesting to see what people are finding in their different regions. Kind of goes with the same when you talk about, like, let's talk about Japanese razors. I was having a conversation with one of our new members, Mike. I believe it's Mike. He made a comment on one of my videos a while back, and he was talking about Japanese razors. And you know, we just don't see them here in Missouri. I've never seen a Japanese import razor anywhere. You know, I've seen some, a few, just like 2 or 3 Spanish razors, like maybe 8 to 10 French razors, maybe just a few Swedish razors. I think maybe 6 Swedish razors. But it's interesting, you know? Whereas other parts of the country, they see a lot more. And I know it has to do with who the importer was and where they were moving the products. But, you know, the St. Louis area had Schlafly. And they had several other companies as well. So it may very well have been that it was just a very bustling market. So anyway, Boker. This is only one of a handful that I've ever shaved with. And of the ones I've shaved with, this is probably the prettiest one. You usually see these King Cutters without the gold wash still on them. Most of them I've ever run into have them worn off, or there's just a little bit left. So this guy must have either been really well taken care of, or hardly saw any service. Doesn't really have much in the way of homeware on it. A little bit on the spine. I'd really like to find one of those nice Bokers that have the worked spines, you know, with the little spikes and points and stuff on them. They really had some really cool iterations of their razors. Not that I really even have a spot for another razor. Oh boy, looks like I need to cut my sideburn a little higher up. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, like I said, it's just not quite as keen as I like it, but it's still shaving just fine. It's fine. And the soap, still smell it really well. Nice and cool. I'm not certain if it has menthol. It may just have the tiniest hint. It does feel cool on the skin for sure. And I do know that that TDS released a summer seasonal, which is the Anise shaving soap with extra menthol in it, or with menthol. Yeah, she needs to be worked up. It is getting a little bit jumpy on my neck. All right, so what's going on in the Lukey family? Right now we've got a lot of stuff going on with the house. We had this last week, we had the electrician come out, and that guy took care of a bunch of GFCI or GFIs. They were just no good in the house. I don't know if it was related to product issue when they were installed back in the 90s in this house or what, but we had one in my son's bathroom, or the guest bathroom, that I was trying to put one of those child-proof, little plugs, so he wouldn't stick his little fingers in there. Every time I try to put one of those things in, it'll pop and shoot flames out the back of it. So I stopped doing that. And thankfully my son hasn't tried to do anything silly with it. And so we had that one replaced. Had him take care of our bathroom as well, because it doesn't have one. The kitchen had some issues, and unfortunately when the electrician was in the kitchen, he broke my probably 85-year-old Silex vacuum pot coffee maker, which I was just pretty well heartbroken over. I think I'd owned it for 10 or 12 years. It's funny, you don't realize how attached you get to things, and you know what? Oh well, it can be fixed. Now, he was fixing a few other things, and then he had to replace a transformer for our new wired-in doorbell security system. Which will then be tied into the camera system in the house. I can't do all these shaving videos, letting everybody know all my fantastic shaving gear and not have the house secured. Got to make sure that's a priority. Whatever. Obviously that's a joke. All about keeping the family safe. Also, both Irina and I work in the basement because we both work from home, and we are just absolutely struggling to hear anybody at our front door. So we've had a couple people come out to do work or to do different things with the house or deliver something. Friends stop by, and we can't hear them, so they got to call us. And so it'll be nice to have something on the front door. And then we finally are going to take care of the radon mitigation of the house too. That was a finding on the inspection. And I don't feel like using this hand for this side today. And since we're both in the basement all the time, and even if the radon levels were super low like they were, it's still better to get it done than not. And really, of all the services and things we've had done to the house, radon mitigation is about one of the cheapest. I mean, you know, still like a little over $900, but home ownership is not for the lighthearted. You're gonna pay. All right, so that does it for my shave. Gonna pull out the, as my friend Long Haul Tanker says, the refinements. Now, speaking of Long Haul Tanker, he's one of the members of the Shaving Cadre who has a YouTube channel. He posts quite a few vids, as does Handlebarber Dave, Scuttle Soap, Bill M, and the list goes on. A lot of great dudes out there from the Shaving Cadre posting videos. And so, yeah, please check out their channels. I'll post a link in the description, or rather I'll tag them in the description so you can click on their channels, which I think that's a new YouTube thing, or maybe I just figured it out, that you can tag channels right in the description. So I'll be doing that from here on out. Wow. A lot of post-shave slickness on this one. I mean, my face is like a ice skating ring. All right. I'm going to go ahead and finish with a little Thayer's Cucumber, Witch Hazel. Next razor I should be using is my friend Novice Wet Shaver's razor. I managed to find him a SRD ROO Blue Diamond sometime back. And as mentioned in a previous video, I don't have a workbench quite yet, but I'm trying to get this little guy restored for him, and I just need to finish it up and do a test shave with it, and I should be able to send that off to him. But I'll probably have to test shave this razor just a little bit at the beginning of the shave to make sure I have the toe right. But really, even though it wasn't perfect for me, I still got a great shave. I mean, you know, it skipped a little on my neck, which is atypical, but it's all right. So that shouldn't take much time. So here we go, Nivea 2-in-1. Of course, you got to mix this one up. Fantastic scent. Very soothing. I mean, putting on the 2-in-1. I know a lot of guys don't even put on an aftershave balm with it. I probably don't need to either, because I mean, you can feel, definitely leaves your skin slightly oily, and then shortly thereafter that oil soaks right into your skin and you don't even feel it. But I like the Nivea cooling, so I'm going to toss a little one. All right, and guys, please check out theshavingcadre.com. Check out Handle Barber Dave's latest video. One of his latest videos, I think it was from 2 days ago. A lot of excitement in that video, and he's doing a giveaway from his channel for it hitting 700 views. So please run on over to Handle Barber Dave's page and check him out. Again, link in the description to his channel. And he'll be doing a giveaway, and I think one of the stipulations in the giveaway is that you need to run theshavingcadre.com. Wow, he's gonna skewer me for that. Theshavingcadre.com. Head on over to theshavingcadre.com and become a member and hang out with us. We've got a great community over there, and a little Freudian slip there. Sorry, Dave. But anyway, guys, have a great night. It's always great to be with you. Take it easy, and I'll shave with you later.